The guidance counselor took one look at my file and said, "What are you running from?" It was a fair question considering I'd been to 15 different schools in 8 years, but I just smiled and said, "My dad calls it aggressive tourism." Truth was, I could predict everything. The peppy tour guide, teachers forgetting my name, and the inevitable, "Where are you from?" question that I'd started answering with whatever felt amusing that day. Mars, witness protection, your mom's house, because who cares? I'll be gone in a month anyway. So I had a system. Never join clubs that require commitments past 30 days. Keep your locker decorations in a Ziploc bag for easy transport. And my personal favorite, when people ask for your Instagram, tell them you're taking a social media break, instead of admitting you don't see the point in digital friendships that'll fade into archived messages. But at school number 16, this girl Katie cornered me by my locker on day 2. "You're eating lunch with us," she declared, like she was informing me of a new law. "I saw you yesterday with your sad desk salad looking like you'd rather die than make eye contact with anyone." Absolutely not on my watch. Her friends, Mia and Sophie, had been a trio since elementary school, which was wild to me. I couldn't even remember my elementary schools. Plural. They had matching friendship bracelets from 4th grade, still wearing the faded strings like wedding rings. "We need a 4 for our Halloween group costume," Sophie announced, like I'd obviously be here in 6 weeks. "We're doing the plastics from Mean Girls. You're tall, so you're Regina, and Sophie's Karen Smith, for obvious reasons." Sophie beamed. "I already have the forecast ready. There's a 30% chance that it's already raining." "Bold of you to assume I'll still be here by Halloween," I said, going for breezy but probably landing somewhere around tragically emo. Sophie gasped and grabbed my hands. "Oh my god, are you like suicidal?" "Katie, she's suicidal. Do we call someone? I have the suicide hotline in my phone because I accidentally called it once thinking it was DoorDash." "What? No, I said quickly, suddenly realizing how that sounded. I just meant I've been to 15 schools in 8 years. My family moves constantly. I probably won't physically be here." "Oh," Sophie nodded slowly. "Wait, 15 schools in 8 years? So you've been to 23 schools total?" Katie looked me dead in the eyes, ignoring Sophie's math. "Bold of you to assume we'd let you leave without being Regina George. They did things that made no sense to my transient brain. Mia bought me a succulent because even if you move, these things are impossible to kill. Trust me, I've tried." Sophie added me to their Forever Sophomores group chat, which had messages dating back 3 years and roughly 10,000 inside jokes I didn't understand. Katie kept sending me TikToks at 2 a.m. with captions like "us next year," and I wanted to scream that there wouldn't be a next year. There never was. 3 weeks in, I made the mistake of actually caring. We were at Katie's house studying, eating cookie dough, and stalking Instagram when her mom asked if I could come to their Thanksgiving. "She makes this insane mac and cheese," Katie said, like life-changing, religious experience level. "I'll probably be in a different time zone by then," I said, trying for funny, but Katie's face went serious. "Okay, that's it. Intervention time." She pulled Sophie and Mia into a huddle, then turned back to me. "We've decided you're not allowed to pre-break up with us." "Pre-break up?" "You know, ending things before they end. It's like eating dessert first, but sad," Mia explained. "Besides," Sophie added, "my cousin moved to Germany, and we still send her memes. Distance is just a number." "Well, technically it's like a measurement, but you get it." That night, I found Mom looking at real estate listings on her laptop, basically the bat signal for start packing. But instead of retreating to my room to organize my stuff into the usual categories, essential, semi-essential, abandoned if necessary, I sat down next to her. "This school has a really good theater program," I said casually. "They're doing Heathers in the spring." Mom froze, then slowly closed her laptop. "You want to audition?" "I mean, the drama teacher already assumes I'll be here. She gave me forms, with deadlines in January." I tried to sound nonchalant, but my voice cracked on January. Mom and Dad exchanged a look I'd never seen before, like they were having an entire conversation in married people telepathy. "We could look at houses here," Dad said slowly. "To buy, not rent." I stared at them. "But what about your job?" "I've been remote for 2 years," he admitted. We thought you liked exploring." "Exploring?" I cried. "I thought you guys were commitment-phobic nomads having a midlife crisis." Turns out my parents had been moving every time they saw me shut down, thinking a fresh start would help. Meanwhile, I'd been shutting down because I knew we'd move. We were literally a self-fulfilling prophecy of unnecessary relocation trauma. Katie's response when I told her we were staying was to immediately make me help plan our senior year beach trip. "That's 2 years away," I protested. "Exactly," she said. "We need time to make a killer playlist." Last week, I did something revolutionary. I put up posters with actual tape, not removable strips. Mom cried. Dad took pictures. Yesterday, when the guidance counselor asked how I was settling in, I said, "Plot twist, I'm actually settling."